is presented by Rocket Mortgage.
All right, we've got lots to discuss as we welcome you to the College Football Postgame Show presented by Rocket Mortgage. Adam Zucker along with Rick Neuheisel and Brian Jones. We're going to get to their CFP rankings in a moment. We got a trophy presentation on the way as well. But let's go back to Brad Nessler in Atlanta right now.
(52-46), a thrilling game here in Atlanta for the SEC Championship. Alabama, the winner and the #1 team in the country. Now it's time for Play the Game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. We could have picked a million of them, to be honest with you, but this happened to be the 5th touchdown pass by Mac Jones, the 2nd of the night to DeVonta Smith. And this is how Eli Gold called it on the Alabama Radio Network.
Here's a quick throw across the middle. Touchdown, Alabama. DeVonta Smith. Touchdown, Alabama. 15 yards from Mac Jones.
15 yards on his 15th catch. Good for 2 touchdowns. Back to Zook and the guys in New York, fellas.
All right, Ness, thanks a lot. Mac Jones setting records, SEC Championship game passing yards. DeVonta Smith, their all-time leading receiver now. Najee Harris, their all-time leading rusher. This was a classic between the two teams that have given us more matchups in SEC championship game history than any. And look at that.
We said you would enjoy an offensive performance, and that's just one for the ages. I mean, this triumvirate of great competitors for the Crimson Tide, these are all record-setting performances, Brian. It was epic.
Well, it's just amazing that they continue to develop and turn out magnificent performers like these guys. How many times have we seen this movie? This is Alabama under Nick Saban. Annually, they're not just in the conversation, they are the conversation. They win conference championships. They go on to play for national titles. And it's just a phenomenal job that Nick Saban and his entire staff have done building this program and more so maintaining it.
And Kyle Trask, Kyle Pitts, Kadarius Toney, all were fantastic tonight. But when you're going to beat Alabama, especially this version of Alabama, you have to be perfect. And Dan Mullen wants back those 20 seconds that he gave to them at the end of the first half, and he wants back the timeout he used to call the 2-point play there at the end of the game, because that timeout cost him from having an opportunity to get back in the game at the finish.
At least to call timeout after that final sack. I mean, Florida put on a show here as well, but this is not Alabama of 10 years ago.
Offensively, yes, they showed up. There were some missed opportunities, as we highlighted during our halftime. But defensively, they have to get better. Todd Grantham bunch, that is not the Florida defense we have seen in their championship past. These guys are not physical enough to win this type of game. Yeah, they made some stops. The third quarter, they held Alabama scoreless in the third quarter.
Welcome you back to Atlanta and the 16,000 plus that came here tonight to cheer on the SEC Championship, as well as the millions at home that tuned into this excellent game after a turbulent football season. Your 2020 SEC football champions, the Alabama Crimson Tide. We want to welcome on stage Alabama University President Dr. Stuart Bell, as well as the Athletic Director Greg Byrne. And we want to introduce to you your 2020 SEC Championship Game MVP, Najee Harris. Najee, you've spent a lot of time at the University of Alabama. You came back here, you made a decision to come back here to play. Was this the ultimate perfect evening for you to cap off your career at Alabama?
I mean, this wasn't really in my plans of doing it. I just want to thank the team, really, especially the O-line, the defense playing their ass off. I really appreciate everybody on this team, really. We overcame a lot, COVID and all the interruptions and stuff like that, and for everybody to really come here and win the championship and keep playing more games, there's nothing I could do. I appreciate the team.
Tell us what... Tell us, what was the hardest, most challenging part of this season? You mentioned all of the obstacles this team had to overcome. What was the hardest part?
The hardest part really was all the interruptions of obviously COVID, and just really knowing if we're going to be able to play or not. knowing that the seniors will be able to play too and create more value for themselves. So just for us to overcome all that, it really shows how together we are as a team.
Well, you've created value for yourself as the MVP of this 2020 SEC Championship game. Congratulations, Coach. You told us at one point this season how close-knit this team is. How did that help in a game like this?
Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate all the players out there for doing a great job all season long. I think the fact that two guys stuck together and hung together and everybody bought in and did the things that we need to do created tremendous unity on this team, which really helped us win 11 games now in the SEC Championship, and I'm proud as hell of all of you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. And for all those fans up there, Roll Tide. Thank you for your support, man. Thank you.
Coach, this is your 9th SEC championship win. Does this one feel different because of how odd this season was?
This is the best. This is the absolute best because I absolutely love this team. I love all the adversity that they had to overcome and resiliency that they went through to be able to do this, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach, congratulations. I want to introduce the commissioner of the SEC, Mr. Greg Sankey.
Thanks, Jamie. I want to ask everybody here to join me thanking the young men here in the Florida locker room and on the 14 football teams of the Southeastern Conference, the greatest football conference in college sports. What they did this year is amazing. Congratulations to the East Division champions, University of Florida. Great game this evening, great competition. That's who we are. Alex and Najee are going to take that championship trophy. University of Alabama is the 2020 champions, the Southeastern Conference in the great sport of football. Congratulations.
The SEC did what many thought couldn't be done this fall. You completed a wonderful season, and Alabama is once again your 2020 SEC football champions. Congratulations, University of Alabama.
A feeling that surely never gets old. Great job, Jamie, as the confetti falls in Atlanta. Alabama, your SEC champions, and clearly number one when the CFP rankings come out tomorrow. But BJ and Rick differ on the rest of the football four. We'll have their projections when we come back.